maybe thinking of taking jungle early. Huh.
But that means Jinx. I mean, that means that the strong picks that we've seen before, things like Gwen as well. And this shows the hand for anyone's legend where they want to put their
I
growth.
at least got to say I'm happy that AL aren't going with the Ryze this early on.
True.
V5 haven't been one of the teams that have gravitated heavily towards the Ryze. They have been more willing to go with like a lot of counter picks in mid or more aggressive matchups. This is something we've actually seen out from V5 before. They did play it in one of their previous series, bringing out the Misfortune lane, which levels 1 through 3 you do get pushed in. After that you are able to get prio, and Photic did an exceptional job when he played that. Pretty much single-handedly carried Victory 5 to their win with his use of the bullet time, so I wouldn't be surprised to see it locked in here.
Yeah, okay. Well, nicely done. Second time ever played. I was just looking through as well, seeing that Misfortune has only ever been played by Photic this split, something that was dominating the meta a little bit before. And as we get it, look, strong lanes, yes. That's what V5 has said. Once again, we get the Syndra, Hecarim mid 2v2 for V5, just going back to what was strong. And the funny thing was, we didn't really see them heavily play towards it, as you said, playing more towards Karsa. The invades coming through, the response to invades from anyone's legend, and this pick worked wonders in it.
Yeah, and that's how V5 have played a lot this split, to where, I mean, Karsa won't give too many ganks to Rookie, especially if he doesn't need it, because he's the one generating the pressure in his matchups, pushing out the wave. So you will see them typically use that more, invade the enemy jungle. We have also seen V5 be a team who likes to threaten dives on mid quite a lot, which isn't something that's all too typical, because it's very easy for, you know, jungle, no matter where he's on the map, to answer, since, you know, middle of the map.
Yep.
So we're going to see V5 keep that up. Anyone's legend going to go straight towards their support pick. Can look to ban some of these out. Again, the Leonas, the Alistars, these champions that want to enable engage coming through to set up for the massive bullet time that Photic's going to be looking for.
And so Leona goes first. And, you know, you mentioned things like the Alistar as well. Wouldn't be surprised if anyone's legend banned this away, considering ppgod was so good on the comfort pick in game 1.
Yeah, it wouldn't be all too surprising. V5, though, instead looking to ban mid lane picks.
Yeah.
I don't think Forge has anything that really can go toe-to-toe with Syndra in terms of mid lane. Maybe you can just opt into more of a Forge-style champion like an Assassin that you know is going to lose out early, because we do think of things, other than the Blanc, which is already banned away, we do think of Forge for things like the Akali. Of course, Echo going way back has always been thought of as not really like a hard counter, but once you get through those early levels, you put a ton of pressure on Syndra. You have the ultimate to be able to get away. So there are some more niche options available for AL. And I think my biggest question mark, again, is going to be the Scraves pick, because you'd expect AL to pick whatever mid they decide, you know, Forge is most comfortable on 4. Again, save the fact that it's a flex pick for 5, and then kind of determine your matchup from there.
Okay, well, we get the Styles banned away, so let's see if they go the route you're talking about. It would be nice, considering that in that top lane, ZDZ wants revenge, right? Forge, you also mentioned the Akali was something that could actually match here and maybe take a bit of a skill matchup, where in last game, he was bullied out consistently. It could be anyone's legend last game of the split as well. You better go out in style. You better give Forge a piece of the pie that we've known him for.
Yeah, and I do think, you know, it has been Forge's best champion this split.
No!
But no, they are going to go towards it. They say, hey, again, the early laning could be quite hard, so not wanting to go through that abuse is going to go towards the Ryze, try and have a similar game plan to what they did in game 1 in terms of not playing for the exact 1v1 or like the 2v2 skirmishes, playing more for the hovers coming from Xiaohao, roaming down towards what would be bot lane this time around, because Misfortune is a champion you can exploit very easily. Now bringing the Rakan, another champion who's very squishy despite being an engager, so you know you can have an easy time looking to bring him down. Now 4v5 without Gwen open, I think Gnar is the obvious blind pick, because when you think of blind picks in topside, the first two that jump to my mind are always Gwen and Graves, and then Gnar kind of being that third option just because of his versatility and being able to play either sides or with team fighting.
Especially with how he's going to work here in this. I'll ask you about V5 in a second, because we've had some slight adaptations from both teams. Anyone's legend already have the range of Jinx. Last game it was the Aphelios. Jayce was banned in game 1 as well. This time around it feels like AL can build a bit more space than they could have in the first game.
Oh yeah, I mean, they're the team coming out with a range this time around, being able to put the Jayce and the Jinx. Of course, V5's range not all too bad, despite like Misfortune not having the same auto attack range, just having things like the bullet time that do put a lot of long range threat is there, along with the Scout of the Week. You have a lot of tools to set up for Photic, and that's what V5's comp feels like to me. Is you're setting up for this massive burst. You don't have a ton of DPS coming out. You want anyone's legend to group up, you know, very close-knit around Dragon, and then look for these skirmishes.
I mean, it's a big deal considering that, you know, skirmishes, again, the key word, and V5 do it all so well. The early game team we talk about from Victory 5, they've already secured first. They've already secured first, and this match to them means more about putting icing on the cake. But again, a good show for us. before we get into playoffs. For anyone's legend, at the very least, I like the pivot here, and we have Forge on the rise, which is a bit upsetting considering Akali was looked at. But again, with more tools in the arsenal, with maybe more dynamics to play through in the lanes, I guess Forge will have more options.
I mean, this time around, you definitely went out in terms of sides, right? You're not having to worry about that Gwen coming through. You have the Jayce for yourself, the Ryze, which we already talked about. A lot safer in terms of pushing out those waves. Rookie always going to need someone to hover. And then even in grouped up fights, as long as EDZ can get out that poke damage first, you have the long-range rockets to play from. There's definitely avenues for anyone's legend in multiple ways of playing the game. So I feel like this one will be a bit of a harder test for V5. I do feel like V5 decided to put themselves in this position by not first picking that Jinx.
That's true.
And instead wanting to test out this misfortune once again.
I mean, Karsa picking up the Hecarim, though, you can see that at least their priority was back onto the jungler that's been doing so well in this pick. You were talking to me I guess we call it off-season, I don't know, yesterday. We were talking about best junglers in the league. You mentioned Loya and you mentioned Kanavi. Karsa's got to be close, right?
Oh, I definitely think Karsa's, up there in terms of junglers, whether a third or fourth option. I've seen a lot of people put him, as if he should be first. So overall, great split. I think he started off strong. I think as the split went on, there were some shaky games. Despite him solving impacts, games like his Vi game come to mind where it wasn't perfect, but he was able to find his ultimates onto the targets that did matter. So
true. That was a bold game. Picking up Vi in competitive play. Somebody watches a bit of Arcane.
You remember the Golden Ricks?
Yeah.
He won the award. Best play of the split from us.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
His back door.
On the Hecarim as well. It was a cool ward play in Victory 5. I think they've had a lot of cool plays this split. And as we come through and go into game, like Victory 5 have the expectations of once again cleaning house with anyone's legend. It went from bad to worse here for AL, but they put up a bit of a fight. They kept the gold lead in game number 1. We're going to see what they can do with different elements in the composition. Bit of an invade starting off here. QiuQiu moving in, and this is what happened in game 1. They dropped the ward down, they backed away, but this time it's late enough where they are going to be starting on the enemy's red side of the map, and V5 can't respond.
Yeah, you can see, V5 aren't comfortable in going into this level 1 skirmish coming out from AL. AL are quite strong. They should be able to guarantee themselves bot prio, but nice job from Photic shutting out Benny and QiuQiu from being able to get to lane. For Jinx, it's quite easy to just be able to put on your rockets the first few levels, push out those waves, and then once you hit 3, where V5's bot lane has a lot of skirmishing potential and all in to set up the misfortune damage, is typically when it could come online. And speaking of the bot lane, I would like to see AL put a lot of focus down towards this side of the map, despite having Jayce top, because V5's bot lane is so squishy, it is so fragile.
It is. The flash forward here from QiuQiu. Dredgeline blocked by ppgod. Again, they know how to play against this matchup, but it is a summoner taken down from Photic versus the Nautilus, and anyone's legend getting a bit of revenge for game number 1.
Yeah, and we see Xiaohao steals away the red side camps, comes back up to his top side, trying to make sure that doesn't get stolen away. And look, pings are coming out into Karsa's jungle. Xiaohao wanting to look for the skirmishing. This is how we've seen Hecarim shut down in the past. Look for the early invades. Not the strongest early game duelist.
Blue buff, is it in the brush? Smite's coming up over the wall, stolen. Xiaohao with the Chad move at half HP. Karsa now trying to survive, but as he pulls out the ghost, Xiaohao matches the flash. This is what we love about anyone's legend jungler. Anyone's legend with a first blood in a cheeky way.
Yep, AL read it very well. They know how to play against the Hecarim this time around with the fact that they're able to generate some pressure of their own in that top side. You can see since Xiaohao cut through mid, it allowed Forge to be able to get the early push that we saw Rookie have in the last game. And that opens up for the invade to come through for you to find that kill and start shutting Karsa down.
That's why it's always fun watching these games from AL. Again, Xiaohao, a point of interest towards the end of the split. Really great strength in the jungler. Picked up first blood in game number 1 through bot side. This time around, it's his solo kill that puts V5 in the place, at least for the time being. So a great little start here. And I want to come back to what you talked about. We talked about priority in the side lanes here for AL, and Forge having more options this game. With a jungle lead and Xiaohao just bullying around Karsa, that's definitely going to be opened up. A flash here from Forge. The mid-jungle 2v2. Lyric, I like what I see.
Yeah, anyone's legend coming out more aggressively this
I like
time
what
around.
I see in the bot as well. QiuQiu with the root down, but he doesn't have enough damage. Betty needs to get there. Lethal tempo springing up as ppgod's out with the hero's entrance.
We saw this last game.
Xiaohao needs to come in, and he flashed for it, but he doesn't have it available this time. Photic looking for the ward. And in the nick of time, he drops one before Xiaohao makes himself known. But hey, anyone's legend, what a big start to game 2.
And it's great to see, right? Because anyone's legend, we were hitting a lot about V5's early game aggression in game 1, but anyone's legend have been one of our most aggressive teams in the LPL as well. It's just about if they're able to find those laning leads to enable Xiaohao's aggression, like we're seeing here in this game.
Oh, Dredgeline under turret. Betty's low. Betty's low. That's why they want to dive this. But Xiaohao doesn't care. He's at full HP, and he's running forward. A smoke screen down, and V5 are zoned out from the bottom side turret. Betty's still low, but they're like, hey, we can keep zoning.
Yeah, and 4v5, I mean, they have to feel some threat, right? Xiaohao being full HP, having double buffs, you know, incredibly strong right now, but not wanting to lose too much. But hey, they still are. And even just ignoring the gold, ignoring the CS lead, right? They're losing a bunch of experience. AL's bot lane, level 4. V5 being stuck on this level 3 mark. We're going to see Betty and QiuQiu able to find these resets, come back with a lane lead, be able to keep pushing this forward.
Ooh, timing from Rookie. Feels like, again, anyone's legend keeping the tempo going. And we're getting towards Forge's level 6, and I was going to ask you a question before the action started springing off. What's this in the bottom right? Let's have a look. Oh, this is how it all happened. Photic burned double summoners here after getting caught out from a trench line.
You know, QiuQiu finding a nice Q angle to be able to hit on the enemy AD carry. And now, I mean, heck, when we talk about scaling, I mean, I feel like AL definitely wins out in that department, having the Jinx. Jayce being a champion much better this time around, but dive coming topside.
And ZDZ has no mana. ZDZ with no mana, and Rich about to go Mega Gnar. Scout of the Week doesn't connect, but as the flash comes through from this top laner, hang on a minute. V5 trying again in a second game to get topside dive, and for now, it'll just add the pressure.
And Rookie going to lose out in terms of mid lane.
He is.
Forge, in game 1, felt like he really wasn't able to have an impact just because of the amount of pressure that Rookie was putting on. But from the early game pathing of Xiaohao to cut through mid, from Rookie now looking for this play, Forge getting a lot of free time in this mid lane. Rookie not having all too much mana right now, even though he does have the corrupting taunt burning, is even allowing Forge to walk up and play really aggressively.
160 gold from turret plating, so Forge feeling great. And that Realm Warp's up and available. Lyric, I still haven't had a chance to ask you, but I mean, now that he's got it, now that Xiaohao's still with a massive lead, and it feels like all these lanes are doing wonders, the options available are immense.
Oh, you definitely have a ton of options, right? You can try and enable your Jayce from the top side, but I want to see them keep playing her up bot.
Yeah.
Because once Misfortune falls behind, it can be quite hard to find an impact. Again, you don't really have any DPS coming out. All of your damage pretty much is indexed into burst, into being able to hit, you know, a massive bullet time in a team fight. The fact that they don't have a really tanky support champion as well just opens for decently easy engages and very easy times to look for the kills, like they're doing here.
Well, Forge with the ult, let's wait and see. He doesn't wait for Xiaohao. The Realm Warp right on top as Karsa with the defensive play, but he doesn't have the Onslaught of Shadows. Xiaohao without 6, but it doesn't matter. Bottom side for V5 are so in the deep end. ppgod's lost his AD. Karsa with a trade, though. It's buying space and time. Hang on a minute! ppgod surviving. Betty wants the reset in front of the Hecarim, in front of the horsey. Betty dies to the rest of the minions. Anyone's legend now stuck on a turret shower with 2 turret shots that he should not have taken. Scout of the Week at max range. And AL are just so brutal sometimes to watch.
And I feel like ppgod was the hero of that play, finding that knock-up to keep them locked under turret even longer. A ton of kills going over to the side of V5. A blue buff now for Rookie, so he's going to be able to just pretty much endlessly punish Forge in that mid lane matchup. And so we're going straight into the replay here. Karsa expected this play to come through. Again, V5 know the win conditions of anyone's legend as well. They know they're going to be looking for these plays. They set up this dive, and AL try to set up by going onto Photic. They burn him down right away. QiuQiu tanking on the opposite side. Of course, he gets brought down, but here, the knock-up that we were hitting on coming out from ppgod to make sure that Forge goes down. Xiaohao and Betty still far away on the opposite side of the fight. Opens up for V5 to find an amazing turn. Rookie walking down this whole time. Hits the Scout of the Week, reads it well. Xiaohao not sidestepping backwards, but even if he did, probably still would have gone down since Rookie able to, you know, close the distance the whole time. And I feel like that was so necessary by V5 when we were just hitting on the scaling options coming out from anyone's legend are immense, and especially with the Realm Warp in the mid lane, they could just keep the pressure up the whole way through.
And the game was running away, and so that's why it's such a big play here is Rich. We speak of it, ZDZ going the all-in, but Rich just did the same. Goes into mini Gnar, Xiaohao makes himself known, but Karsa has an ulti, he's got one target. ZDZ at melee range, the chilling smite there, and he gets cleaved through. The Onslaught of Shadow is still available, but he uses it to get away, and Xiaohao will not get a response kill. The game back near even in gold after V5 have brought us something to smile at in the second game.
Yeah, anyone's legend look for the aggression of the bot lane.
We're going to do it again. Are they going to turn onto Betty? There's a shield once more. The quickness not available yet. We're looking at the EXP bars. Photic should be close towards level 6. And, you know, we talked about this before. Betty and QiuQiu with an EXP lead. That's why we don't see the 2v2 and V5 pulling out any ultis yet.
No, and I just want to hit back on now that we're seeing mid lane. Forge started to roam up towards that top side, but Rookie aggressively walking forward, pretty much under his turret, trying to keep him from going up, just zoning him off from Raptors. And the whole shebang. So nicely from Rookie, in sync with his top side to not allow Forge to follow through. Now for AL, you would expect with Realm Warp coming up soon once again, you're going to look for a similar play. Xiaohao moving to mid.
Yep.
You open up Prio for Forge to be able to push this out. Start cutting down, looking for those plays. But Rift Herald's up. You do have to push.
Oh, hang on. We got the bullet time coming through as well. QiuQiu with a nice flash in the angle, but he still dies. With the help of Ignite, Photic bursts down with a quick double up. Betty can't do a thing, so hey, they were going to move bot, but I guess Anyone's Legend now have to pivot up towards the Herald.
Yeah, and it actually looked like Anyone's Legend weren't going to go for the same play, valuing the Herald more than maybe covering for their bot side and punishing Photic and ppgod, but V5 still want to fight this.
And Rich not in a Mega Gnar, but he's at least buying time and space. EDC with the all-in Rich, getting bopped away, but he still lives. The flash from Forge, overcommitting the auto attack. He's going to die with one more while on the top side. ZDZ is getting cleaved by the horse again. Rookie and Xiaohao battling it out, but Forge is next here as Karsa can't do it. Now Rookie for the cleanup crew. Is it going to hit? Yes, ppgod with a quick auto. But Herald traded off Anyone's Legend, and the blood continues to fall.
And I feel like this is a great example of V5's issues in terms of overreaching.
True.
You have no Mega Gnar. Karsa doesn't have his ulti. Like, I don't really see how that play can work out well unless your enemies make mistakes and you, I mean, quote-unquote, outplay, those mistakes coming through.
The IG mentality.
Exactly.
Hey.
So we saw V5 go for that. It doesn't work out like it shouldn't, considering AL did have everything. They had positional advantage. They have the poke from Jayce to stop people from going first. And now we're going to be pivoting down towards this bottom side. Both teams are going to fight for Prio to be able to take this dragon.
And with the speed this game's been going, first dragon has to be picked up. It's been all about the kills exchange, the supports, go head-to-head once again. And I'm going to
kill a minute.
Come back to, more than that. 14 in 11 is pretty insane. Come back quickly to V5 trying to escalate this game, trying to push it back with the skirmishes. You talked a lot about the skirmishes that we saw in game number 1, but also related to the fact that V5 have some similarities in the second game, but with a comp that's a little bit harder to execute.
Oh, though we have to come to top side.
Yeah, we do.
A lot of heavy trading.
Screw Analyst! Oh, Rich was about to go Mega Gnar. ZDZ just laughs it off. Another solo kill in the second game.
Once again, just kind of misreading how soon you'd be able to get that to find the kill. And these are the dives we were talking
blood,
about
blood. Forge! Knocked back. That was anti-synergy, if you ask me. Forge still alive, but Rookie presses the outplay button, and it's all okay for victory 5.
Yeah, and they have numbers advantage because they moved ppgod from bot lane, which opens up for AL to make this play. I'm curious if Xiaohao maybe recalled on a ward as well to know that he would be around to follow up, because if he had answered, that could have gone sideways for V5. But V5 able to find something.
Look at this Graves. Boy, oh boy, that's scary.
But, going back to the point, I feel like the thing is, AL were still able to get something in return. They were able to answer in bot side with the plate gold coming through. We're going to get the replay up in top side. I don't really know what there is to break down here. We see ZDZ going in, has the distance coming off, playing it completely in hammer form, able to get the shock blast.
Mega.
And here, like you said, I feel like Rich kind of feeling like he'd be able to hit that Mega, maybe follow through with the kill and be able to get away, wasn't able to. And just it going nice for the side of ZDZ.
You can tell that this is the last game for V5 and Anyone's Legend, and I'm excited because I was excited coming into today because you talked so much about how the blood traits of these two teams, the early game, the explosivity, to put it mildly, has been so great from these two teams, and we're seeing it here in the second game. It's ulti nice from Rich. He's going to get revenge. And Rookie comes in to get his third kill of the game. We keep on going, but Rookie's a little bit sus. He knows Xiaohao's there. He's got a level advantage. He does some damage to smoke screen. The fancy footwork again. He's dodged one. Looking for end of the line. The scatter of the week. The flash forward again. Ulti from Xiaohao under the turret. He doesn't get to press the R button. It wasn't up and available. And Xiaohao again wants to be the alpha.
And even the whole time, look at Forge on the minimap. Forge just getting free plate gold in this mid lane. It's not 14 minutes yet, denying Rookie minions. Rookie going for the play to try to relieve some pressure from his top side. But I feel like with every play that V5 have been looking for the past 5 minutes, Anyone's Legend are able to answer more on the map.
Man, I just love it. I love that this is the game we're getting. 18 kills, 13 minutes. I'll keep you updated because it's all I'm thinking about right now. First Start Blood goes over to Anyone's Legend. They're 3,000 gold ahead. Forge has a lot more to work with this game, and he hasn't even had to use the ulti half the time. As Dragon's finally going to get started here, V5 are going to be slow to the chase, objective down, Herald gets a full take, and it looks like QiuQiu goes in for the depth charge and the dredge line, knocks up Photic as Karsa has an angle, but Forge is there. Everfrost missed so unfortunately, but the smoke screen slows him down. The ulti for a return play. Rookie's now here. Always gearing up for more fighting. You know what? ppgod should go in, but that's not by his choice. Bye-bye, Mr. God. And bye-bye Photic, actually. At this point, who cares about turrets? QiuQiu's going to take it up. Death Rocket flashed away. Collateral damage there as well. And Photic only lucky to keep his limb.
So when you're a team that's so used to having an advantage, right? You're constantly looking for fights. You're constantly pushing forward. And I feel like this could be a symptom of that. Of V5 typically coming out with those lane leads, typically being the comp that is accelerating. They really only know how to look for fights. Somewhat reminiscent to, I think, how TES played over the past few years, at least in that regard. I feel like overall very different. But V5, I mean, even Karsa kind of posturing around mid lane once Rookie came up, even though he's 25% HP. ppgod disrespecting the fact that they can just pivot down towards spot. Xiaohao doesn't have to walk into his jungle and clear his camps. What are you thinking? It's
funny that you say reminiscent to top esports when Karsa was on TES. Photic has been on TES in the past as well. And then we go to the other team that has similarities. Rookie was on that team. And as we pause here, let's fight again, actually. Rich, Mega Gnar, will you get it? Yes, you will, but will you survive? No, you won't. Okay, 4 members from Anyone's Legend coming up, but a Realm Warp, that doesn't really have a response on the rest of the map.
And no good way to respond as well, because, I mean, you just look at the positioning of people on the map. Everyone on V5 already hovered up towards the top side, so not able to pivot down to where Photic was in bot.
Oh, he knows. Oh, the quickness comes through, but scatter the weak Rookie. It's unfair that Syndra gets to press R, and as he flashes away now, he's going to feel it as Forge matches. And here comes CDZ, not getting the angle, not getting the Death Rocket. Rookie kiting away. 3 members on the chase, but they've gone so deep that there's ppgod with the response. Anyone's Legend walk into a bullet time. Chase Rookie, and the rewards will not be great. And scatter the weak again. This man on Syndra is insane. The blood continues to rain, but it's Anyone's Legend this time that have to walk away with a limp.
And it's, again, just completely unnecessary
so
for the side from Anyone's Legend. Like, I can't wait to get a replay of that whole sequence, because I feel like V5 allowed to get away with a lot of what they did because they have the Rakan pick coming out in the bottom side and then running into V5 when no members are showing on any lane. They should know that they're waiting up in that top side jungle, maybe making their way from bot side, but regardless, they would be close. AL still keep the gold lead. They're still feeling pretty good with, you know, mythics coming out across the board. Heck, Xiaohao sitting on 2 items, even having the collector is absolutely huge. And, you know, V5, they don't care about that. They don't care about the advantages that the enemy has. Nah. V5 want to fight. At least Rich this time, close to Mega.
Hey, that's right. So we're bringing it together a little bit more. Photic without bullet time, though. That's an ulti we got to look at. Quickness as well down. So, however threatening, without as well the onslaught of shadows, I'm still a bit sketchy.
I also want to highlight that none of their immobile carries have summoners up. So this one could be quite rough. Betty on the opposite side does. ZDZ does as well.
So it is a V5 fight after all.
Yeah, V5 still not completely restricted tools yet, but they do see Forge down on the bottom side. We need to remember Forge does have TP.
Yep.
TPs are unleashed in 17 minutes in the game, so this can just be a 5v5.
And he does have Realm Warp coming up by the time this gets started, but Anyone's Legend pivoting away. They're going to leave the second Herald. Look more for some of that mid-priority. Teleport coming through from Rookie to defend the bottom lane turret. But this time around, at least V5 getting an objective in the game. And we'll have to find out what happens at the second Dragon now, and if V5 can leverage that to do more or less the same thing. But Lyric, this is your time to shine. We talk about the yakety sack.
Yeah, so V5 can look for this pick. I want to say I'm almost surprised QiuQiu had the inkling to know this. Because he's Rakan, right? Rakan can commit very deep and still be able to get away with his E and W. Rookie then doing a nice job
just running.
Of I guess, yeah, just running. But does hit the scatter of the week here, which I think does help enable him to get away. So we're talking about, I don't know why Anyone's Legend chases far. No one was showing on any lane for the side of V5 this whole time, so you know that they're coming through. And then for V5, you just get some free picks on the enemy team as Rookie once again hits a beautiful scatter of the week. Sure, AL able to follow it through with a kill of their own, but I mean, V5, who were behind, picked up more kills, will take that every day of the week.
It was 5,000 gold and lead to Anyone's Legend. You talked about the scaling already in this game and how the composition works. Look at the members they have to run Jayce, to run Jinx into as well. But V5 still holding on, still clinching on. And we're going to find out around this next Dragon when they have their ultimates available. And some of the summoners getting close as well to those timers. What V5 can do here, Lyric, because again, they're grouping up for a fight and Anyone's Legend still want to contest.
And again, the name of the game for V5 is Burst. It's finding these picks, catching people out, taking them out right away, disengaging until your cooldowns come back up, and then following through.
Knock up onto QiuQiu. Bit of burst damage coming through. Rookie forces him to flash, even without the ulti. Summoner down, and he doesn't have Hex Flash. Anyone's Legend down a bit for the count before the fight even begins.
Nice by V5 to realize what they need to look for, chunking people out so they aren't able to walk the river. The thing about Anyone's Legend is they do have this Jayce here, can throw out the accelerated shock blast to chunk them out. That's why I really like how Anyone's Legend are deciding to go with their lane allocations. don't have ZDZ in a side lane, which he also doesn't have teleport up, which is another contribution. But I think even if both of them did, keep Forge in the side lane, because ZDZ is the one who's going to do more grouped up in a team fight, you know, chunking members down than the Ryze will on the opposing side. As
Herald goes down, so at least for now in front of the setup, you can see that Forge is now moving down after pushing out the top side way further to your point. ZDZ hovering off to the wing. Herald gets a charge through mid, but doesn't open the mid lane turret. But Anyone's Legend still not in the river. It's pretty much blind. In fact, it's completely blind. Anyone's Legend moving into Rookie. That's a mistake. Quickness used from ppgod. The bullet time on top of Forward. He almost gets out, but collected at the very end. Victory 5 now making a 4 versus 4. But health bars as Karsa runs back in on the flashless Nautilus. He goes golden Escalating from Rookie. The best team in the LPL bringing the fight once again. And Rookie blowing him up. This guy always means business on a carry.
The sheer amount of confidence coming out from B5 is the thing that you love to see. That shouldn't be surprising at this point, but every time you see, like, my God, they see the angles, they know to find it, they find the quick burst, even with ppgod going down. Again, if you freeze frame the second before Karsa went in, I think, my God, this does not look like a good setup coming out from B5, but they're still able to find the engage, Rookie able to fall through with the burst. And heck, we're going to go straight into the replay of it. The very start of, like you said, AL have no vision. So it sets up for Rookie to hit an amazing scout of the week. ppgod chains it through. Bullet time comes in. Does get collected, as you pointed out in this fight. And then here, AL look close enough to their turrets. We're thinking, hey, they're fine. They're just chilling. But Karsa still goes in, knowing he can get the fear on the Chocho to bring him back. But the key thing is, we see ZDZ walk forward. Rookie off to the side of the fight the whole time is able to hit that pretty much guaranteed scout of the week that ZDZ gave to him to set up for that kill. So overall, I want to say nice by Karsa to realize that that angle was possible. I feel like a lot of teams probably wouldn't take that, thinking that it was too risky. They find the kill. We see once again Void Staff coming out for Rookie, this time second. Once again, has 10 stacks on the Dark Seal like last time, even having the stopwatch in his inventory. So quite a bit of safety now that he has his flash up as well.
I mean, Rookie's just always on the same but different wavelength in the same fight. Rookie is always targeted towards core carries, and I just love watching him in that last fight. Again, a classic moment. Why we talk up this mid lane in the LPL, it's evident once more. He's got 10 out of 16 kill participation on the Syndra, the Void stuff, and you already mentioned the item build coming through with the Dark Seal. I was more curious about Photic here, who was set back early in this game, and how he's caught back up. Because even though V5 are behind 2,000 gold, I feel like it doesn't feel too much for them. Photic's putting out the damage. He's 2 items strong here against the Jinx, and he's caught up in CS himself as he tries to defend the mid wave, but Anyone's Legend are going to push through. In fact, the fear comes through on top of Photic. He flashes away Forge, running him down with the Frost. Collateral damage. I was just talking this guy up, but maybe V5 have left 2 little members towards mid. Rich flashing away. Rookie trying to bring it back, but Anyone's Legend have 5 people here. There's a realm warp. Okay, Forge not going to get in, and V5 have just lost 2 people in an instant.
And for Anyone's Legend, it looks like it's our favorite time.
Baron!
It's Baron time! Woo! Anyone's Legend gonna pivot towards this one. They still have their Nautilus up, so they do have that turn potential available. They're able to try and chunk V5 out from being able to come in, as we just saw right there. The accelerated shock blast coming through, but it's not going to stop V5.
Yeah, Rich has no Mega Gnar. 5k, 4k, it's going down so fast. Rookie needs a gigantic scat of the week. Can he get it in? No. It's taken by Xiaohao. Dredge line avoided. Shock blast avoided. Victory 5 are down in the second game. And now the Baron goes back to AL. We're with the same narrative that AL are in control once again.
Yeah, 5,500 gold lead on their side, but V5 always fishing for these kills, always looking for a way to come back into the game. Now, knowing AL has to reset, they should be able to take this mid-turret now that we're panning over to it. Thank you, observers. 4v5, you can go into the bot side jungle like you're doing now, try and get some of this vision out. But no, look, V5 are still trying to set up picks on the top half of the map with ppgod and Rookie. ppgod and Rookie are actually on the top side.
Oh, don't force the double flash. Look at ppgod. Wow, wow. Wait, what? V5 off the back of the Baron play, losing everything now to 5 versus 3. Chocho's next. There's the ulti coming through as Rich gets low as well. Xiaohao trying to carry it though. Well, Forge does the same. Rookie going golden in the nick of time. They get the fear onto the jungle, but Xiaohao is so strong. Anyone's Legend in their last series of the split. They just make that a clutch play.
And these are the 2 members that were huge. I think V5 came out with a really sneaky play to start this one off. Photic should be able to get away. You don't have a Realm Warp up yet for Forge.
Sure.
And you don't want to waste too much time just kind of running around the enemy jungle until that comes up. Now we're going to see if for some reason Photic walks into Xiaohao.
Xiaohao, go over the wall. We go over the wall. Photic gave it away. Autos into the Krugs, but that's a collector again. Photic wanted to spot him, and it cost him his life.
Yeah, you know, I feel like Xiaohao might have even just taken the red buff and just, walked away.
Yeah.
I guess it's hard to say for sure, but 10-1-4 now on this Graves
Big
pick.
dude.
Even having the last Whisper, which you can assume he can look to upgrade right now. He just did. But we'll get the replay of it. V5, I mean, they're playing on two fronts. You can see most members down towards the spot side, but Rookie and ppgod up towards the top side of the fight sends members into them, which allows for the burst to come through for them to find the kills. Again, it's a bit unexpected. Teams playing from two different angles when they are the ones behind. But we see once Forge gets in the fight, when Xiaohao comes through, there's a ton of damage coming off, and both of them relatively tanky considering, right? I mean, tank build coming off of Ryze.
Yep.
You're pretty much a bruiser coming out in the Graves as well. They have the burst from how far accelerated they are. At this point, Xiaohao was sitting on 2.5 items, and they were able to clean up the kills. So huge coming out for Xiaohao. Nice coming out from Forge on the flank. And I gotta say, like, respectable try coming out from V5 when they are slowly and slowly falling further behind. But this is still anyone's Legends game.
It is. Again, and Xiaohao's game at that as well. Further to your point, there's a zeal on this man. So we're going to get a fourth item relatively soon, which we've seen mortal reminders come through on Graves more often than not. So does anyone Legend gear up in front of the Dragon? V5 just trying to get some gold back into their pocket. Rich in the side lane. He'll be matched, though. He won't get free access to the inner turret. And gold continues to be at a stable point for AL. As we're coming through, you know, again to 3-item territory, what has piqued your interest?
I was just, because you look at the minimap, Karsa's actually playing up around top side.
He is.
I thought maybe he tried to loop around, they tried to find the kill, but isn't going to go for it. Instead of just taking away the Raptors. AL pivoting into the enemy jungle on the bottom half of the map. Should be able to turn down towards this bottom side and take this tower. I don't think V5 have any way of answering this.
No, I mean, it's a slow move as well. 3 members coming down, Rookie, Photic, ppgod, but even though as they come across Vision in the jungle, they can't do too much. Inner drops through, and anyone's Legend continue to be in a great place. So we'll just wait till the next Dragon, next Baron to come through and see what AL do. Because at this point, again, you already mentioned scaling, what they can do. And we got Forge as well, who is a 3-item Ryze, who is near unkillable unless everyone from V5 get that burst down you talked about earlier in the game. But Forge has been carrying fights alongside Xiaohao, so
Even
hard to see how
then,
it works.
Yeah, I mean, even then, right? Even if, I feel like you have to commit pretty much everything onto Forge to be able to take him down because obviously having a ton of armor under his belt, so Photic's not doing much damage to him. Rich not really going to be able to do too much as well. You're relying on all of Rookie's damage. Rookie's full combo with, you know, maybe a bullet time from Photic, Karsa getting in there, you take him down, but then you're committing everything just to take down the Ryze, and then Xiaohao sitting in the background like, hey guys, I'm here, comes out, kills everyone, and it feels pretty cemented for the side of AL. 4v5, this is pretty much your go-to plan going forward, is, you know, playing off timings where AL goes for resets, getting your vision down, and then hoping you could find picks like we saw before come out from Rookie ppgod to catch someone out like Chocha who walks too far forward, burst them out, have numbers advantage, be able to follow through from there. But even with that, I feel like Xiaohao might just be too big at this point.
Yeah, that's right. Again, just waiting for that zeal to turn into the next item to be more amazed at how far ahead this guy is. Xiaohao was about 50 CS ahead of Karsa at one point in this game, and it's closed a little bit in that CS department, but he's still 10 kills versus 7 on Karsa. The bounty at 700 for a reason. It feels like right now it is going to be Rookie versus Xiaohao, but Rookie versus the whole of anyone's Legend also seems like a very good story. And as AL move to the side lane once again, it's 5,000 gold. That's going to move even further. V5 struggling to get there in time, and AL just keep taking turrets.
Yeah, I got to go back to what you're saying, though. I feel like if there was, like, odds put on Rookie versus the whole of AL, I feel like AL actually might be the underdogs in that scenario.
That's true.
Not in this game, considering the drafts that have come through.
Just based on Rookie.
Yeah, just based on Rookie. Still remember back in 2020, I believe it was regionals, where we did our predictions, and Munch didn't predict IG to win. He predicted, he predicted Rookie to win.
Yeah, I remember.
So, you know?
That was well deserved, though. Let's be fair. I mean, he's having another one of those splits where it's just God tier. I think his best split ever was the 2020 spring, where his best split ever was in the IG roster, where IG didn't look amazing.
I feel like it's so hard to say, right? Especially going back to like the older IG iterations, like 2015 and so on, where I just felt like he was very much alone in those iterations of IG, but still having great performances. But coming out on the opposite side, again, I just want to highlight the story of Xiao. Because Xiao, coming into the league last year, was this exciting up-and-coming jungler, had, again, a lot of the same essence that Haro did coming out from Rogue Warriors, where he played very aggressive. He's in your face. He's constantly looking for those invades, constantly looking for the 1v1s. Was one of the most promising players of the split. Comes into this year quite slow, not able to find the impact, was playing much more for himself, and I think the aggression was kind of missing out. It was Betty the one stepping up and carrying alongside QiuQiu. But since we've got into the later half of the split, Xiaohao has really started to shine once again. It is sad it was so late that AL are now out of playoffs. But again, this is momentum anyone's Legend can bring into Summer Split and try and get themselves over those spots at Worlds.
And what was still already such a surprising spring split, whether the momentum was late or not. Again, I think anyone's Legend did well, considering that you look at this roster and you immediately put them 16th or 17th, like I did. To my power rankings, and I'm glad that I was wrong. Anyone's Legend bringing that Rogue Warrior spirit back, Xiaohao bringing that Haro spirit back, and kind of making his own name. And in this second game, they still hold the reins of control. They've been as bloodthirsty as Victory 5. We've had 37 kills in 29 minutes, and we haven't even had anyone drop for the past 5, but that's sure to change as anyone's Legend move towards Baron spawning, or at least have already spawned now in front of the Dragon as well.
Yeah, I think a key thing to note is summoners are up for everyone. So, you know, the outplays can come through. CDC even having a stopwatch if V5 are able to find the engage. V5, once again, if you're looking for a scout of the week, chaining that with ppgod to be able to burst someone out. Karsa there on the edge as well. It's pretty much a one burst, one hit combo coming out from V5. If anyone's Legend can survive that combo, they do have more DPS in an extended fight.
Good scout of the week, flash there. Burnt by Rookie as well. QiuQiu goes in deep, but Karsa uses this opportunity to try and find the spot. Doesn't knock him back, but scout of the week will. QiuQiu going in, he has no way home. As the Death Rocket hits through on Rookie, wait, that HP might be okay for a 5 versus 4 as anyone's Legend still look as aggressive as ever. Wow.
The good thing for V5 though is you didn't have to commit any of your ultimates for that pick. Sure, Rich now doesn't have Mega, so you're going to need to take some time to build that one up if you want to take a full-on fight. But not having to burn those ultimates is huge because you still have those burst combos available. But for anyone's Legend, they still have a lot of tools up as well.
There's a ward in that brush. There's a ward in the brush to spot him out Rich. Without the Mega Gnar, you said, is here we go with the quickness. 2-man knock-up immediately onto the jungle. Xiaohao is the Fed member, the burst. Lyric, it comes through. The ulti forces him away as ZDZ runs on in, gets Rookie in the end. A big pick, but still Victory 5. Pull off the execution
Rich.
when it matters as Rookie. Rich actually coming over the wall. He's about to go Mega Gnar. He wants to collapse on them, but I'm not sure how he finds a way in.
Let's see if he turns the corner and spots him out.
Hello. Okay. He's going to go Mega Gnar still, but they're running away this time.
That still works. That still works.
That does work.
He delays their backs. V5 able to start up the Baron. Rich even TPing in. They might be able to go for this one. Anyone's Legend have to run all the way across the map.
Such a big play. I mean, I thought Rich was just trying to get cheeky kills, but it evolves into the Baron. And anyone's Legend know that Xiaohao's moving as quick as he can, but QiuQiu's the only one nearby at 4K. Moving into 3. Xiaohao doesn't have flash. He doesn't have ulti. Wants to get over the wall. The Death Rocket, not in time. Victory 5 on the edge of despair in game number 2. Are the complete opposite. Karsa takes depth charge. His teleport, it's double in the top side, and you make it trouble as a 1 in response from Rookie. Victory 5 have 4 Barons. Rookie wasn't up in time, but that is such a big win when they shouldn't have any wins at all.
No, that was great, right? I mean, the fact that they found that pick without having to commit their ultimates was so monumental for the side of Victory 5. We're going to get to go back, see the fight here. QiuQiu looks for the pick, but sadly, the Dredge line brings him closer to V5.
Yeah.
So the damage able to come out, scatter the weak hits, which locks him down. They're able to get the rest of the damage forward. Rich being in Mega Gnar zones off the other members from being able to walk forward. And V5 know, hey, we're chunked, but we still have the combination to be able to take them down. And anyone's Legend actually committed most of their ultimates in that play. So they wait for the timing here. They didn't get spotted out by the Ward Hysterics. And then they find the CC combo coming through with ppgod and Karsa. The other members flashing forward and following up to get the picks they need to guarantee the Dragon. And then, like you said, we both thought Rich was just kind of messing around. You know, hey, can I get a bit of a cheeky kill here? I have Mega Gnar. But no, setting up for Victory 5 to take the Baron.
And he delayed the back at the last second as well, so it was perfect timing from Rich. A great play for a top laner that might be 1, 4, and 10, but we talked about being so crucial. Now in the bottom side, Victory 5 with the Baron. Want to start picking up some of this freestanding gold. There's this last outer here. We've got inners throughout all 3 lanes. Anyone's Legend on the defense path for what feels like the first time in this game.
I gotta say though, Anyone's Legend are still up in gold for now.
They are.
They do still have an incredible 5v5. The thing is, QiuQiu needs to be able to find those engages.
Yep.
If QiuQiu can land the Dredge line, they can just bring the fight forward. They have the damage. They even have the range now with rapid fires built on both Xiaohao and Betty.
Okay.
Just gotta be able to find the hook coming through, or V5 overcommit.
Well, let's see. Anyone's Legend still defensive for now. It's a good scout of the week. Defending mid lane turret. And, you know, talking about those item differences as well, going to be huge. Again, Anyone's Legend survived the burst. It has been the biggest question. QiuQiu, there's that engage you wanted. Photic is down. Karsa runs in, but now they're on the escape path. A good zap hitting as well. Xiaohao wants to chase up QiuQiu with another angle. And Photic, that's a big cost.
That was such great like synergy coming out from Anyone's Legend. QiuQiu finds the hook. Instantly, ultimate comes out from him. Betty throws out the death rocket. Collateral damage comes out from Xiaohao. He was on our screens. He was gone.
Yep. Blown up by CDC on top of that as well. So that's the Baron play. Slowly but surely halted out. Gold only moves up by 2,000 for the play itself. Turret will go down through minions, but now Anyone's Legend can survive another day.
I gotta say, overall, like if we look at the past 5 minutes, right, it was still a positive play for V5 because Anyone's Legend were just choking them out, just bringing this game home.
True.
So the fact that they're able to get 2,000 gold at the Baron play is huge, but QiuQiu, shout out to you for this hook. Photic walking forward, not expect this one to come through as he was in the animation of throwing out the E, and right there we saw a Jinx rocket collateral damage. He is just completely blown up. Next Dragon up in 1 minute, 15 seconds.
Okay.
This will be soul point for either side. We take a look at summoners. Looks like Betty, Forge, Photic, all of these flashes going to come up soon, so once again, going to have those tools to reposition. We're still looking at the same things for Victory 5. Consistently, they've been looking for that pick potential on one member. It feels like every time they found it, it's been a hook coming out from QiuQiu, which has been flashed or missed and brought him into the enemy team. So I think for AL, played a bit slower, use your Jayce more, because even though Jayce was behind, Jayce is still massive at this point, having the Sorrelda's Grudge in his inventory. Put up the
control ward. Oh no, the control ward was there. They thought, nah, they're not in there, no way. Forge going golden in the nick of time, but that Zonya's now down as teleport coming through in front of the Dragon in 35 seconds. And V5 heading forward. Karsa with the ulti wants to get back in. And it is Forge who gets caught out, but a dredge line connecting again. Victory 5's jungler low. The Everfrost comes through, but the scat of the week, wow! Rookie just got Xiaohao as well. Both junglers going down, but Xiaohao is a bigger trade. Right now, V5 still going forward. It's the bullet time! Rains down, Hell Scat of the week at max range. Rich flushing away. It's a tempo play after tempo play. And Victory 5, never say die.
No, it's so tragic. Karsa looked like he was going to go down. But V5 finds Xiaohao, like you said, that's not a fair trade. Xiaohao, so much more important to Anyone's Legend at this point in the game. They're able to push through and get another turret on their side. We see Dragon going over to Rich as well.
Realm Warp, here we go, but it's into a scat of the week. Like Forge just ultied into Rookie. Everfrost with the flash away, he survives for now. ppgod takes up the damage and another one bites it does. Rookie without mana as well. It's for Dragon, but 3 members going down. Anyone's Legend are like, yep, the game will continue.
Now I want to see how much Anyone's Legend can get off this push because they have Betty coming from base. You have 40-second death timers. You want to be able to take an inhibitor here for their side because there's nothing else up. And heck, who knows? I wonder if they can even look for an end in this time if Rich or Karsa overextend and give over kills.
I mean, that's a good point. The death time is actually quite massive as we've just had trade after trade. But 30 seconds on Rookie, 20 on Photic. ppgod with another 15. Karsa has ulti, but 4 members running down. Xiaohao shortly behind. Dredge line a little bit slow.
No Mega.
Rich wants Mega, but yeah, will he get it? Karsa buying time. He goes golden. Rich about to go Mega Gnar as well, but they're taking no damage. Is this how it ends? Anyone's Legend. This game's so hard fought as Rich about to go Mega Gnar. Xiaohao now here as well. He gets hit up, but Anyone's Legend still running in. ppgod back in as well, the ulti into Photic in a great position with the bullet time. Forge off the wing. They've got one Nexus turret. They can't stay down. Rookie is there too. Anyone's Legend. Run for your lives. Photic with a triple kill. It's a quadra kill. Run, rabbit, run. ZDC off on the edge. It's Misfortune turning ZDC into unfortunate. Rookie, you absolute dog. Why did you do that?
Rookie not being a bro to Photic in this one, but still, V5 able to hold on. Karsa buying time, Rich buying time. It sets up for the cavalry to come through. Now they're going to be able to pivot over to the inhibitor. It looks like this. Rookie taking inhibitor, the other members start making their way towards the Baron, and V5 finding the answers from that play. We're above 50 kills.
Yeah, we are, dude. It might not be solo queue, but boy, oh boy, does it feel like a bit of a pull and push. V5 on Baron. Let's do this dance once again. Karsa's on his way. And the blood in this game, the amount of LPL action, like this is what fans think of when they think of the LPL, this pure game.
Super Mega Death Rocket comes through.
Yes, Smite. Yes, Smite. Yes, Smite. Yes, Smite. Yes, Smite. Oh, Karsa, you big brain man.
Luckily, they even have these wards here right behind Red Buff to spot it through early, so we saw them kind of back away, get this one through, and they're able to get that one. And you know, I'll save my point for later because we have a replay
Okay.
right now of how this one comes through. I understand what Karsa's going through here. You know, even if it looks like he's running it down, you got to buy time. You got to go in. You got to pull them away. You got to clear that minion wave. You even give more time to Rich to get his Mega Gnar bar up.
Sure.
He's able to get in here. He finds a pretty nice ultimate, I believe, onto 2 members. If we see here, and we see ppgod's already up. Photic's coming up. Rookie will be up in a few seconds, and it was just enough time. Really nice bullet time following the engage from ppgod and Rich. Scatter the weak hits, and they're able to follow up. Photic, sadly, doesn't get the penta, though.
Rookie ults it, dude. Rookie wasn't helping, he ults it. Like, imagine this is your mid laner. Rookie comes in like, I'm going to help, right? Presses Q ulti. Photic wasn't going to die.
Oh, I do too much damage, bro.
Oh, sorry,
I gotta
dude.
say, you weren't supposed to cast this. It's supposed to be Munch and Dagda.
Oh.
Thank you, boys, for giving this day up. As now we take a look at items, right? Photic finally on full build. Rookie pretty close, having the death cap now as well. I mean, he finds Betty, he finds ZDZ, they're gone. Heck, he even finds Shocha, right? Nautilus, I mean, supports in general, not having a ton of items under their belt, not that tanky. So V5 can keep looking to push this advantage. I feel like the key thing for them is making sure that AL can't find a backdoor option. Luckily, AL have no wards, but look at Forge on the minimap.
Oh, yeah, he feels like he's going to go a little bit deep here. V5 using the Baron buff for now. Spotted out Forge on a ward crossing over, I believe. So they've got full understanding of where this mid lane is going to be. V5 using Rich in the bottom side with the whole breaker to continue pushing out. Anyone's Legend grouping up themselves. Rookie over the wall. And it feels like it's just a time game here, trying to break the base, which they've only done through the mid lane, but everywhere else remains strong with a seasonal wave clip from AL.
Yeah, AL have solid wake, though, right? Having the Jinx on their side. I mean, even Xiaohao, with how strong he is, Forge at this point in the game, can just spam his EQ ability. So, AL options are there. We've seen V5 able to find pickoffs after AL typically does win fights. So, AL, I still feel like, should be favored in a full-on 5v5, but, I mean, they got to be careful, right? The amount of burst, the amount of CC coming out from V5 means V5 find one angle. That is a fight win for them, like we saw when they picked off Chocho earlier.
And V5 are controlling vision really well. Rookie sitting over the wall, control ward there, control ward in any brush they're lingering in. They're doing their due diligence, which is really nice to see from a top team, as Rookie keeps getting scattered the weeks like this, knowing where anyone's Legend are and pivoting likewise.
I also want to highlight that anyone's Legend, they do have 2 GAs, ZDZ and Xiaohao. They safe. They have a stopwatch on Betty. They have a Zhonya's on Forge. They are going to lose Soul. But let's be real, this fight is going to be snappy. The fight that decides the game is going to be one engage into an end.
Realm Warp, where are they going?
Oh, they're looking at
Oh my god, they've brought a minion wave as well. Hang on a minute. Anyone's Legend have decided to snap back to reality. And V5's Gravity, where did it go? Rich in Mega Gnar wants to flash on in. Ult back Xiaohao. But anyone's Legend, this was a game breaker. But will it be one as the negatives? Betty has reset, cleansed away, but Photic gets him down. A knock up on the backside. Anyone's Legend wanted to be so innovative, but now they're getting taken down. ZDZ surviving for long enough, but as he goes into the GAs you were talking about before, it's all gone wrong. Photic remains from the left side of the fight. He gets close to another Quadra, and victory 5, that's what it's going to be.
It looks so smart coming out from anyone's Legend. They see the opportunity. They know that V5 are going on a Drake. They think they can end, but Photic gets his recall off fast enough. Rich, desperate with that flash.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm flashing in. I need to ult to anyone I can.
What a man.
They still do it. The fight breaks off on 2 fronts. Rookie finds a scout of the week. And, I mean, look at these death timers. I wonder if it could be an end as well. Betty's coming up soon.
We've asked
we got 20. I think they're coming up, man. I think anyone's Legend will be up, and we might get another fight.
Yeah, we will. 42 minutes of it as well. These fast teams, these thirsty teams have broken the bases severely. Look at this minion. We're focusing in. He's a bit of a hero. They're going to take up for now. Hang on, it's only Betty. They want to end it here. Victory 5, the best team in the LPL, have been pushed so deep and with an open nexus. This is how it ends. This is how this 60-kill game is going to finish. A 2-0. Victory 5, are they the best team? You better bloody believe it. You better believe it. Anyone's Legend to go in the world.
I just can't believe that. I can't believe that they finished right as the respawns from Graves, from Ryze, from everyone were coming through. My God, an absolute mess. AL thinking they outsmarted the opposing team, outsmarted themselves in the end. That was a great game. V5, they know how to smash teams. They know how to just snowball. They also know how to be enough of an annoyance to make the game last like 40 minutes and find their way back.
I just don't know because anyone's legend. Like, there were so many times that game you're like, well, look at Xiaohao, look at what these fights were going. V5 didn't have many options. But again, created through a window, and rookie on the Syndra, absolutely massive. But the defense, the second time around, it was the base defense the second time around, where anyone's legend kind of created that story in the game. Deep invades too deep, going too far, pushing too far, being a little bit too aggressive. Things we've said about V5, you could say about anyone's legend throughout that whole series.
Yeah, I feel like the two teams are kind of like soulmates in terms of how they're going out.
Yeah.
V5 obviously just having much, more decorated players in terms of like experience and level of play, but I feel like both teams kind of throwing it away, looking for these picks. I feel like both teams as well having like solid understandings of their win conditions. Sure. You can see V5 were always angling for picks. V5 weren't trying to start like outright 5v5s or anything. No, they were playing with vision. They were waiting in brushes for people to walk too far forward. Sometimes the engages from anyone's legends betrayed them, as we saw with like the QiuQiu hook around mid lane where he tries to get rookie flashes and it hits the wall and he goes in. So I feel like both teams understood what they needed to do. V5 just out-executing in the end.
Oh, I mean, that's what it comes down to. V5 always out-execute. 14-2 now. 14-2 to finish the split. Congratulations to V5 again.
Yeah.
They were first, but now
they're more first.
They're more first. They're first. They're their first. They're first that they've ever picked up in the LPL as well. So congratulations for the first, not fifth, but first. And now for LPL, like, we finish with that kind of banger, right? That one that doesn't have too much impact. We kind of move on to more important games, but I will say, like, this is a good time for V5 before we get to playoffs, before we get to their semifinals where they start in the first seed.
Yeah, V5, I remember looking at the stats the other week, that V5 had the highest win rate from when they're behind at 15 minutes.
Oh, yeah, it was 50%.
Yeah, 50%. V5, V5 when they're ahead have, like, whatever it is, like an 88% win rate or something normal, right?
Yep.
But then behind, they win half of their games when they fall behind. So I feel like that is another thing that defines V5. There's a lot of small quirks that kind of set this team apart from anyone else. And I don't want to highlight on the graph. I really don't want to highlight on the graph, but my God, that is so sad for anyone's legend.
It is, dude. This was going to a game 3, and anyone's legend really brought the fire this game. Xiaohao gets a massive props, and I feel like those individual outplays again just hit hard. Even Photic in that very last play, where anyone's legend tried to, I guess, backdoor the Nexus.
I feel like Xiaohao and Forge had a lot of good moments
in
this game. ZDZ obviously has huge damage, but I mean, you're playing Jayce. You're playing a Jayce later on in the games where you have like multiple items built, right? He's seen a lot of accelerated shot class. But yeah, Xiaohao and Forge finding their opportunities. And heck, even, I mean, Karsa and Xiaohao, we said these seems like soulmates, even in that one fight, kind of finding ways to go down together instead of for the 4v4. So, I mean, right, the series had no implications. It is a warm-up for V5 going to playoffs because V5 do have the bye all the way to double elim, so they won't be playing for quite a while. And for AL, I mean, I feel like just consistently there have been like bright lights for summer in terms of what you can build around and how you can play. And, we'll see them in a few months.
Yeah, we will. And again, for anyone's legend, like a big surprise in this team as we kind of wait for the MVP here. Just a reminder that anyone's legend had a team that were easy to put in 16th to 17th. Like, ZDZ is a top laner, we remember before. Xiaohao is, okay, he's a good jungler, but is he enough to carry the team? Of Forge, of Betty, of QiuQiu. Betty looked pretty horrible in RNG. He didn't look too much better on Rogue Warriors, but
I feel like one of the top of the MVP standings.
I mean, but that's a crazy thing, right? As we kind of look at them again. I was looking at before full victory 5. Photic and Rookie, by the way, tied 4th. Actually, Photic got game number... No. Rookie? Who got game number 1?
Photic got game number 1, and let's be real. I assume Rookie's going to get game number 2.
He's going to get number 2, so they're going to be tied 10th. But you're right, like Betty, 8 MVPs.
Yeah.
And so it's a really big standing that for anyone's legend this split, when the odds were against them, when a lot of people like me doubted them, people like Betty stepped up and got to that LMS level, 80 carry again.
Yeah, QiuQiu as well. Again, there's a lot of improvements on AL, so just look at them again for summer and see those improvements coming through even more. And for V5, it is just taking a break, kicking back, scrimming some teams, drinking some pina coladas.
Oh, yeah, dude. Playing more League of Legends like that.
League of Legends.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that was crazy. Again, like, we got into a game where we thought, oh, maybe it would be crazy drafts, maybe because there's no real stakes for this one, it would be thrown to the wall. But V5, you can see they were actually trying at both games. You can see that V5 were hitting their namesake, which is best team in the LPL. Now, people can judge that second game, but at the end of the day, they were the team behind. They were the team that were getting outscaled. But they still found ways in to make it work.
They found the mojo.
They found the mojo.
It's always these teams that are built around just like individually cracked players. If that's a good way of putting it. Again, the IGs of the past, the top esports, who just always have these ways of coming back in and even just hitting on when they were behind. Right? They didn't slow down. they were still looking for picks constantly. We saw the one pincer play they played where 3 members coming from bot, ppgod and Rookie the whole time playing top, and they make it happen. And we hit on it. Rookie, of course, was going to find MVP for this series.
Yeah, he was.
Had a lot of amazing scat of the weeks. Just a lot of really good, pick setup coming from him to guarantee that V5 can find the win.
In both games, right? Might not get MVP for game number 1, but it's the Syndra back-to-back in this series that puts him up here on the poster. That's almost 30% damage, but forget that. Think about the damage percentage per gold. Think about Rookie now on 10 MVPs as well. V5, their AD and their mid are tied second with Xiaohao and Kanavi for MVPs in the split. And that's kind of rare, having 2 players from a roster in top of MVPs.
Yeah, and I mean, you always know support in LPL doesn't really get MVPs thrown around.
That's true.
Karsa, I think his play style not really opening it. And again, I feel like Karsa has been more of like the secondary role, but for V5, they just have solid players across the board, and they have a really good understanding of how they want to play the game. You can understand what they're looking for. You can understand their game plan. You were highlighting their vision control of this game and how they were playing around that really well. And they're just a team that I think is very hard to play and to prepare against. They're very fluid in terms of adapting in the game, and that's something I feel like is very hard for a lot of teams coming from like team side myself. It's very easy to try to lay out a game plan and then follow that home, but it's like, hey, if the plan doesn't work out, can you adapt in the Rift to find ways to win? And V5 are exceptional at doing that.
Even before we get into the Rift, right, draft as well has been a big thing where we talked about V5 get a lot of exceptions, a lot of big champions. This time around, they weren't let through. They didn't want to optimize for the Jinx. They didn't want to pick the Gwen early. That got banned away. There are a lot of things that V5 had to change around, and it still managed to work out, if only just. Congratulations to V5, 14-2 to finish off the split. But now we move on to more pressing matters. FPX versus OMG. There are some playoff implications for this to round